Hello, this is Jeremiah from the Recon Report. In this video we're going to go over how to group weapons. Weapon grouping is very handy. What that means is, in this case, you can see that my ship has 3 weapons on it right here. Okay? Now if I were normally to attack a target, I would have to lock him up and then turn on each individual weapon and then they would all fire. That can take a while, especially on ships that have a lot of guns. If I had 6 or 7 guns on this thing, I'd have to go through and click on each one of them. Thankfully, there's a thing called weapon grouping that really helps alleviate this problem. And it's pretty simple to do, actually. So let's go ahead and do it. Now, first things first is down here below your big circle that shows your capacitor, your shields, your speed, all that, you're going to see a little white sideways triangle. If you hover over it, it's going to say Options. Go ahead and left click on the Options button. And it's going to open up this menu. Now, there's a lot of different things you can do in this menu, but what we're looking for is Enter Grouping Mode. So go ahead and click on it. Alright, now, you may notice that your buttons kind of gray themselves out a little bit. You can see that right here on my armor repairer. Instead of being in full color, it's kind of grayed out a little bit. That's good. That means we're in grouping mode. Now, to group, what you have to do is simply drag weapons on top of each other to make a group. Basically, stack all the weapons on top of each other that you want to be in a group. There is one thing though. You cannot do that if they are loaded with any type of ammunition or crystal. And I'll show you that right now. I'm going to take this weapon. I'm going to click on it. And you can see now it disengages. And now I can bring it over to this first one and drop it. But it gives me this problem. It says, you cannot group modules that are loaded with charges. Please unload them first. Okay, pretty simple. Just simply right click on a weapon and hit unload to cargo. I'm going to do that for each one of my weapons. Okay, now they're unloaded. So now I'm going to click on that weapon again and hold and drag. And I'm going to bring it over. I'm going to drop it on top of that first weapon. Now notice, it disappeared, but now there's a red box with a 2 inside that first weapon. That means there are 2 of that weapon there. So now I'm going to do it with the final one. You can only group weapons that are identical as well. So if I had 3 different weapons, I could not group them all together. They've got to be the same weapon. Okay, so now the weapons are grouped. You can see that I've got 3 weapons in that particular group. So I'm going to go back to Options and I'm going to hit Exit Grouping Mode. And then I'm going to simply right click on my weapon and hit Reload All. Now all my weapons will reload. Okay, so weapon grouping is pretty simple, as you can see, and it's extremely handy on larger ships that have a ton of weapons. So I hope that saves you some time, and until next time, keep reading the Recon Report, and thanks for watching.